I definitely came down with something for the past 2 days, but yesterday was its worst. But I feel a whole lot better now. I think the worst of it happened last night, and I think while I was sleeping, that's when it took care of most of itself. Now I think with 3 more rounds of medicine or so, I should be pretty cleared up. Stressless. Unwind after a long work day with a warm shower. This is something that my boyfriend does really well with, specifically on the weekends. And on weekdays, we tend not to because we have to go to the gym pretty much immediately after work, within 2 hours or so, almost immediately. And this is something that I personally feel the need to do once in a while. It's not something that I can just immediately jump on because, again, usually after work is when I have to work out. And I'm not one of those people who needs to take a shower before working out. I've done it. It feels great to take a shower before working out, but I also think that I specifically need to be careful about the frequency of my showers because it can dry my skin out really bad, and I used to get rashes, and somehow for the past 2 years I have avoided rashes. I don't know what I did that's different, but I hope those crazy rashes I was getting don't come back. But after work, I can say that I could feel the benefit of a shower right after taking one because it feels like you're washing away the stress of the job. In the summertime, when I have jobs in which I do have to go outside a little bit more often, I definitely will do that. But it's only if for some reason I'm skipping exercising that day, which is not something that really happens often. This weekend, I did skip working out because I got sick. But in general, I just think it's wasteful to do that. I feel like working out helps me sweat out the stress of work, and then I can take my proper shower. Now, I will say that I think I experience more benefit from taking a shower before work more than after work, but I don't really do that anymore. I used to take showers before work when I had shifts that were super early and I was new. But then after a while, I said, what is the point of me taking a shower if it's been less than 12 hours since I took my last shower the night before? And I think that, like I've said before in a video, the nighttime shower is the most important shower of them all. But in the daytime, I really don't feel the need to take a shower unless I go back to doing 2 days of workouts where I work out in the morning and then I work out in the evening, which I'm about to do today to sort of make up for my losses this weekend. I can vouch for the benefit of taking a shower as a stress relieving act, but I don't necessarily feel like I depend on it to chill out from work. I usually don't, and I don't feel the need to do that. Yesterday, I was so toe up that unfortunately I did have to rest. I did have to go to bed before I could have enough energy and have a rest from my lung issues to get up and take a shower. I don't like to be on my bed when I have not freshly taken a shower for obvious reasons. But yesterday I just had to make a major exception. I was just sneezing and coughing up a lung. It was so bad that I could feel my lungs were sore. And at work, I was allowed to leave about half an hour before my shift ended, which I was grateful because I was thinking about calling out altogether. Even though I felt well enough to do the job, I said to myself, man, if I'm sick, I just deserve to have time to myself and recover properly. But since it was one of those jobs in which I wasn't glued to the register, I had to be floating around the department doing shit, I said to myself, there is no way I cannot handle being at work today. But after noon, that's when my symptoms started aggravating a little bit. And I said to myself, okay, at least I worked half a day. maybe I can leave an hour, 2 hours early. But I really wanted to commit to finishing the shift or come close to finishing it because, again, I felt well enough. And we also had a person who couldn't make it to work until hours after. So I felt I didn't want to increase the burden on those who are going to be there because I have been in that situation and it sucks. The best part about this is I didn't even ask. I didn't say when I got there that, hey, I'm gonna cut my shift short, or that after noon when I started feeling a little worse. I didn't say anything. One of my managers who arrived for the afternoon nighttime shift observed me and he was like, "Are you feeling okay?" And I was like, He asked me what was happening and I just described to him what I was feeling and when it started. And then he was like, "Well, do you want to go home?" And I was like, there's literally only half an hour left for my shift, so like, what is the point? I said, if you don't have any objections, yeah, I could go because I'm kind of getting tired, but I mean, not, I can't fulfill half an hour of work level tired, you know? So he said, how about this? Stay for an extra 10 minutes to cover one more break and then you can leave. And I said, all right. So yeah, it really wasn't a big deal, but it was helpful. I'm glad that I left early because it gave me an earlier start to resting, to being off. And it's also cool that it happened without me asking for it. It just worked out. So yeah, you guys, that's it for me on this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know if this is something that you just absolutely have to do. I like taking showers in general because I get into music. I start vocalizing. That seems to be the time in the day when I have time and space to kind of like warm up my voice and practice as opposed to just humming around the house. And when I was a teen, that's how I used to practice for my choir class. I'm like, the best time to warm up is to be in the shower. And I think that steam also helps with clearing your lungs up. I feel like warmth is a better setting to train than the cold. So, anyway, hopefully that made sense. Okay, bye.